All right, hello everyone. Welcome back. I kind of like this setup at the moment. I'm feeling this setup, So I think I'm gonna stick with this setup, even though my office is a little dirty at the moment because I've been cleaning it out, preparing for some new stuff I want to launch. I think this is what I'm gonna use. Is this kind of setup for the time being, at least. So welcome. Thank you for joining. I have some incense off to the side. Let me just, old school incense, the powder kind. Let's get her going. Right, clear energy. If you're new here, welcome. Thank you for joining. If you're returning, thank you for coming back. Really appreciate it. I don't know how to describe my readings. Stick around and find out, I guess is what I'm going to say. They don't come with a theme. They don't come with a specific method. They don't come with any sort of guidance. I just go where I feel like to go. But before I begin, I always start off with, now I know I just did this, but I'm going to do it again, with a quick prayer. So, clear the energy. Quick prayer. Let's begin. Really showing me, not this deck, showing me this deck. This deck here, that's massive, is a combination of two decks. And I like the energy because you've got the fluidity of the water energy and then the stability of earth. And so I feel like this deck, there's a really good balance between those two. So let's see what's coming out here. Okay, bottom, no, not, yes. Getting, okay. Immediately, you have, okay. Yeah, so the first thing I was getting was that you have your ancestors coming through, and that is being really compounded because the very first card that came out was this ancestral messages. Okay, connection and belonging, asking for help. It's then followed by this card, the Lady of the Lake. It's then followed by Into the Unknown, and it's then followed by Nothing is Impossible. This collective, you're in the position of transitioning. You're transitioning your life, you're transitioning into new areas, you want to start new projects, you want to start new things, and you're being supported by your ancestors. You're being supported by your loved ones on the other side. This collective, honestly, I'm picking up that this collective was not, I don't even want to say was, because I don't feel like it's past tense, is not currently continuously being supported by their loved ones, their family, their friends even. Some of you have friends, and I should put that in quotes, friends, that are not being real with you. They're not being legitimate. They're jealous of you. They have issues with you. They don't want you to succeed for whatever reason. They want you to prove them right, is what I'm hearing, for whatever reason. Whatever it is they want from you. And the funny thing about this is I'm not even sure that they know what they want proven right. But they want to be proven right. Okay, this collective is really intuitive. And I think if you've been sharing your intuitive insights with certain people, you've probably gotten a lot of kickback. You haven't been, your ancestors are like, okay, yeah, there's a lot coming through here. So let me just try to like sift through it because they're just pounding me with one thing after another. So this collective, I feel like you have new intentions, new ideas. You're very, very intuitive. Okay. Some people might use the term prophetic. I don't really like that term. But very intuitive. You read people like a book. Okay. You know within 30 seconds, a minute max, what a person is, who they are, their energy. You've got it. You've got it on speed dial. It's not like, oh, I don't really know what's going on. It's down to a science. Okay, you've got it. Okay, this collective is not joking. They're not jonesing around over here. They know their ish, but they're surrounded by, you all are surrounded by people who don't really believe you. They don't believe you till it's too late. They don't believe you until years, sometimes later, when they see something. Meanwhile, 5 years ago, you were like, I don't trust this person. They don't seem legit. They don't seem real. They don't seem that great. I'm not really sure why, but I'm not feeling them. I'm not sure how I should feel. And then 5 years later down the road, they're like, oh yeah, so-and-so is really not that great. And, they did this. And you're meanwhile like, well, I told you that 5 years ago. How did you not know that within a minute of meeting them? Obviously, that's how they are. And I think that this collective is really struggling with this because there's people in your life that come across almost as like they don't believe you. And it's not necessarily they don't believe you, it's just they don't understand how you operate. They don't understand how you work. They're not part of intuition. They don't follow intuition, so they don't understand intuition. They don't understand how the intuitive sphere works. That's not something that they're a part of. That's not something that they're being involved in, right? And so this collective, you've made a lot of decisions based off your intuition, and you're in a position right now where a lot of people don't understand why you are doing the things you're doing. They don't understand why you're making the decisions you're making. They don't understand what it is that you are hoping to get. They think that you're just on this whim. Okay. This collective really needs to trust themselves more. Your intuition's on point, and I think deep down you know it, but because you've been gaslit for so long about your intuition, this collective is really struggling to be like, yes, I'm firm in my intuition, and this is what I know, and this is what I pick up on, and that's that. And I think the reason that is because this collective has really struggled with having to justify every single thing that they think or feel or believe in their lives. It hasn't been like a supported area for them, right? It hasn't been something that's been a supported area for them, okay? And this is a new area, right? That's why we have the into the unknown, okay? You're jumping into a new area, quite literally. Some of you are timeline jumping. Some of you are just taking the leap. You just decided, okay, my life's different. I'm just going to do things differently. I'm just going to respond to people differently. I'm just going to react to people differently. And that's that. And you're doing it. And I think that it's throwing some people in your life off, right? It's throwing some people in your sphere off because, why are you just all of a sudden now you're setting firmer boundaries? Like, where is this coming from? Okay. All of a sudden now it's really funny because as I talked about setting boundaries, this is the card that came out, time to go. Like, you're not hanging around. You're not sticking around for people to bullshit on you anymore. This collective knows what they know, and they're not sticking around to hear the shit. You're not sticking around to hear the crap that's being said about you anymore. You're not sticking around to hear all the crap that's going on. You've decided to open yourself up into this new area, quite literally this new life. This, no joke. This is the card that came out, new life. Can you guys see? Literally into this new life. Sorry, I need to work on that glare, I know. Literally working on this new life, this new area, this new journey. I think where you're struggling is with your love life. Okay, there's a relationship that's holding you in this space, and I think that there's this assumption that you need to either leave the relationship, which I don't think is actually accurate for this collective. I don't think you need to leave the relationship in order to timeline jump and start this journey. I think you just need to reframe your relationship and reframe how you view your partner and your expectations from your partner. I don't think you actually need to, though, leave the relationship, which I think is one of the fears that has kept this collective stuck is, well, I want to move forward and I want to do these things, but my partner is not on board. But I'm not the one that is the breadwinner at the moment. That's not the wording I want to use. There's like this sense of duality, right? Okay. You've got, let's look at this card for a second. You've got the person who is super intuitive, super emotional, and picks up things like hotcakes, okay? Literally. Like your intuition is spot on, and it's like scarily spot on for this collective. And then a lot of you are with partners, and I find that this is really common, by the way, is you're with partners who are the antithesis of that. Okay. I don't want to say they're not intuitive, because everyone's intuitive, but they're not tapped into their intuition. They don't care about spirituality. They're not on the spiritual plane. They have a very physical world job, a very, 3D world job. They're very much focused on what's happening here and now. I don't want to hear about the woo-woo. Okay, and this is really, really common, actually. I know a lot of psychics and mediums and people in this space who this is their reality. They have partners. And I think that there's this internal conflict that many of people in this collective have had in the past of, I want to do these grandiose things, and how am I going to do this? How am I going to create a new life without sacrificing my current relationship? Because the life I want to create, I'm not sure, or I don't feel like intuitively, which you would probably be correct, that my partner is on board. And the answer is to just do it. Okay, just do it. Just start, because when push comes to shove, they're going to come through. When push comes to shove. And it's really difficult, and I can empathize with that. I can empathize with that. But I think it's really important that you never ever should be stopping or holding yourself back because of other people's thoughts, other people's beliefs, other people's decisions, other people's beliefs about your decisions. Okay? Yeah, breathe. Some of you need to meditate more. Some of you, the answers aren't in a reading. I'm being told the answers aren't necessarily in a reading. Some of you are like chronically watching readers right now. Like you're chronically on YouTube, and like every video you're watching is like different readers. And this is a message like, so whoa, okay, like stop. You're supported. Okay, your ancestors are no joke here. Your ancestors are not fucking around. They're there to support you. Some of you need to recognize that more and call on your ancestors more and ask for their help and their strength and their guidance a little bit more. And then the rest of you just need to breathe. Stop chronically looking at tarot readings. Stop chronically being stuck on YouTube. Stop chronically going and looking for answers outside of yourself, because the answer you have, you already know. The answer you need, you already know. The answer that's there is one that you already or have some level of awareness of, but it's something that you're not in a space to recognize because it's in relation to yourself. Right? Go the distance. Look, there's a really strong message here with this collective of, if you're going to start something, start it. Okay, none of this back and forth bullshit. Okay, just start it. Just do the thing. Okay, stop this. I'm going to do this, and then I'm not going to do this. And I'm going to do this, and I'm not going to do this. And I'm going to do this, and I'm not going to do this. Just do it. Just do it. You want to start the new diet? Just start the new diet. You want to start the new gym protocol? Just start the new gym protocol. You want to start a YouTube channel? Just start the YouTube channel. But this whole back and forth and flip-flopping that this collective, I feel like, has been doing, it's not serving you. If you don't make a decision, how is the universe supposed to, how is God or the universe, whatever terminology you want to use, how is God supposed to give you what you want if you're not sure of what you want? If you're not sure of the life you want to have, if you're not sure of the job you want to have, if you're not sure of the relationship progression you want to have, how is God supposed to provide that for you if you're not sure of it? How is that supposed to be given to you? Okay, where are you supposed to go with that? Okay, there's nothing is impossible card is really sticking out to me, right? Okay, open to the unexpected, you'll find a way. But in order to find a way, you need to actually do something. You need to take the action. Things do not fall on your lap. And I feel like I have a lot of people that are going to watch this, that are going to be like, yes, I know. But you're not doing it. Okay, it kind of reminds me, I'm getting this vibe almost of the people who watch a lot about manifestation, and people forget that the important part of manifestation isn't just the meditation, and isn't just putting yourself in the mindset of already having the thing, and isn't just journaling and writing gratitude affirmations. It's also taking action and living that life as if you're already there. It's also doing the actionable part. And I think a lot of people get stuck because there's a lot of, in my opinion, there's a lot of really bad information out there in regards to things like manifestation that talks about you just need to be in this mindset, and you just need to do more gratitude journaling, and you just need to do all of this other stuff, when in reality, they're missing the crucial part of manifestation, which is you still need to take an action. You still need, it's not just, oh, I'm going to embody that energy, because how can you embody an energy if you're not taking action within that energy? Okay, you need to take the action. You need to do the thing. You need to go forward. That is what is this collective is missing, is the actionable step. The part where, great, I'm in the meditation. Great, I want to jump into the unknown. Great, I've been doing my gratitude journaling, and I'm doing this on a regular basis. This new life that I want to come in, it's not coming in. What the is it going on? Well, what is the actions you are taking? And be realistic, okay? There's a lot of what I'm going to say, like marketing stories, I call them, because a lot of them I don't feel are actually true, of overnight successes. Oh, I started manifestation and then all this stuff came in. That's probably not true. They're probably leaving out the part. In fact, I will guarantee you they are leaving out the part that they spent 2 years prior setting everything up. That they had already learned about how social media marketing works, that they had already learned the technological aspect, that they had already studied. They're leaving that part out, and they're just focusing on, oh, I started manifestation, and then I started applying the manifestation techniques, and then all of a sudden in 6 months, I started making 6 figures. There's a section of that story that's missing. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people who get hoodwinked into that story of, oh, well, if I just start manifestation, then I can be making, the 5 figures that I'm looking for very, very soon. And that might be true if you are already taking action, if you have already started the processes and the steps, if you continue to take the action that's needed. This collective needs to stop listening to people. You're listening too much to people in your life who are bringing you down. You're listening too much to people in your life who don't care. Listening too much to people who don't have your best interest at heart at the end of the day. They don't have your best interest at heart. They're not there for you. They don't really care if you succeed or not, because it will play into their narrative if you don't, of who you are as a person. So you need to go and you need to just ignore them. Like, enough's enough. You need to stop looking for external validation and understand that everything you need is right in front of you. Okay? Yeah, spiritual strength. Really working on your spirituality. You guys have a lot of faith. If you're watching this and you don't have a lot of faith, I want to inform you that there's really no reason for that. Like, I think you've proven time and time again why you should have a lot of faith, okay? You've proven to yourself time and time again why you should have a lot of faith, okay? But really honing that muscle. We've got solitude coming up again, okay? It's reminding me of this breathe card, okay? Keep the things that you want to do private. The successes you want to have, because someone will always come and sabotage. And especially for this collective, you guys have a lot of people in your life, and unfortunately some of these people are perceived friends and or family, and I'm really sorry if it's especially family. They don't legitimately want you to succeed, because I think they realize that if you do succeed, and when you do succeed, because it's not an if, it's a when you succeed, this collective is going to be very, very powerful. You're going to have more money than they do. You're going to have more opportunities than they do. You're going to have more freedom than they do. And there's nothing stopping these people from having it. It's just that you didn't let the fear control your life. And they do. And they don't understand that. And they make excuses under the guise of reasons. And that's something this collective's got to be careful of too, right? Not making excuses under the guise of reasons. Oh, but I have this, okay? How bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? As I said, that prosperity begins. Number 1, new beginnings. There's going to be this transition this year regarding prosperity and new beginnings, especially towards spring. If you're in the northern hemisphere. If you're in the southern hemisphere, that would be towards winter, towards fall, sorry. Towards fall, or autumn, but towards springtime. Okay, when things start, but that means that the seeds you've planted, you have to start fostering. This collective needs to start fostering those seeds that they've already planted. One more, I feel this one. Yeah. I talked about this already, so I'm not going to harp on this too much, but mental conflict, right? Right. You need to trust yourself more. You need to stop letting other people get in your head. Okay? Don't let other people get in your head. And you need to trust yourself more. And you need to trust yourself, and you need to trust what you do. You need to trust who you are. You need to trust your intuition a lot more. And you need to stop giving a fuck about the other people and the shit they're saying. Because do you want their lives? If people are talking smack about you, look at their lives and go, is that what you would want in your life? If the answer is no, why are you giving a second thought to what they're saying? What does it matter that they think you're crazy? What does it matter that they don't believe that you've been working? What does it matter that, they don't believe the same things you believe, or, they don't think that there's any good to tarot or oracle? What does it matter? Are those people living the lives that you want to live? Yes or no? Because if that's not the life you want to live, and if that's not the energy you want to have, then why are you harping on it? What's the purpose? Right? Guys are definitely really spiritually strong. I'm hearing enough's enough. Stop talking. But I also think enough is enough is part of the message. Enough is enough. Just do it. Enough is enough. Just do it. And I'm going to leave it here. Yeah, I'm going to leave it here. Thank you all for watching, and until next time. Bye.